In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Good morning. And who is my neighbor? Let me say it another way. Not my problem. Or how about this? Not my clowns, not my circus. You all heard those expressions before? One of my favorite ones is one I learned from a coworker. You can't see with my eyes. What do all these expressions have in common? I think if we look at today's gospel, which is familiar to all of us, I've all heard this story of the Good Samaritan over and over again in our lives. I think if we look at this gospel a little closer, we can kind of see what all of those comments have in common. Today's gospel presents us with an interesting interaction between Jesus, the Son of God, who has come incarnate to man, to people, to the world, and a lawyer, which at that time meant an expert in God's law. So, this expert seeking to trap Jesus in some way, or embarrass him in some way, asked Jesus, what do I have to do? What's the one thing I have to do, Jesus, to inherit eternal life? What's the brass tacks? What's the final thing for it to be a done deal for me, to inherit eternal life? So Jesus kind of flips this around on him. Instead of answering the question, he asks him, you tell me, expert, what does the law say? What does the law tell us? And being an expert of the law, he quotes it back from the Pentateuch. It says, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy whole heart, thy whole mind, all thy strength, with all of thy soul. And then what's the last thing that's added on to this? Do you remember? And you shall love your neighbor as yourself. So, at this point, the lawyers are embarrassed because what Christ is forcing them to do is answer this question. So, seeking to kind of save some face, he asks Christ another question. To be the last person to ask the question, right? If we're the last person to ask the question, it kind of puts us above the person we're talking to because they're forced to answer this. And that's what this lawyer is trying to do to Christ. And so he asks him, so who's my neighbor? Now, the lawyer is not clueless. He understands this. He knows what it is. But he's trying to see how Christ will answer it. And he's also, in some way, maybe trying to limit his personal responsibility as to who his neighbor actually is. And so what does Christ do? He doesn't answer it directly. He doesn't just say, well, this is your neighbor, he's your neighbor, we're all your neighbor. He tells a story. And he tells the story of this man who was coming down from Jerusalem. And he's ascending down from Jerusalem, which if you're familiar with the Holy Land at all, it's like something like 3,300 feet that you're descending down from Jerusalem down into the lower land. I mean, it's quite a descent. And because of that, the terrain made it very easy for someone to fall amongst thieves and robbers. It was typically a pretty dangerous journey. And so we have a man who does fall amongst robbers, and it says that they stripped him of his clothing, which means they stripped him of his wealth. And then they beat him, and then they left him for dead. And so he's laying there, beaten, dying, suffering, and a priest comes down from Jerusalem. This priest sees him, steps across the way to avoid him, and he goes about his business. And then the Levite comes along. The Levite steps out of the way, walks around him, continues along his business. Not my problem. If I keep going, you can't see it for miles. Then someone comes along. So the text says, sees him and had compassion for him. So he was moved in his heart for this man. And this person who had compassion was surprising to not only the lawyer and the other Pharisees who had been there, but anyone, maybe even the disciples who were listening to Jesus tell this parable. And that is that a Samaritan person would see an Israelite, would see a Jewish person without a kind of compassion. Because they were enemies. They did not like each other. They looked upon each other with condescension and hatred. So you have this surprising person who showed compassion to this Israelite. He pours oil and wine on his wounds, bandages those wounds, puts him on his mode of transportation. So he's walking. This experienced man went in, goes to the inn, nurses him during the night. And then when he leaves in the morning to go about his business, and I want to point out that unlike the priest and unlike the Levite, he was on his way to do some type of business. And he let his time be interrupted to take care of his family that had fallen ill. He takes his man to the inn, and he gives the innkeeper, you remember how many denarius that was the innkeeper? Two. You know how much money that is? Any concept of how much money that is? That's like 2 days' wages. That was enough money for him to stay at in for 3 weeks. So you can imagine if you took somebody to a hotel, paid them to stay for 3 weeks, so that they were covered. Then what did he do? He leaves an open check. He says, and if I owe anything else to you, I'll pay you. So he's kind of leaving this open-ended check to take care of the stranger. So Jesus asks the lawyer. He says, "So who do you think was a neighbor? Who do you think showed compassion? Who do you think went away justified?" And the lawyer can't even bring himself to say the word Samaritan. He says, "Well, I suppose the one that showed mercy." And what does Christ tell him? He says, "Go and do likewise. Go and do the same." But he says this is if you go and do likewise. He makes it emphatic. He says, "You go and do likewise." So what keeps you and I from doing likewise in our lives? And I would say this is what this answers our question earlier. What do these statements I have in common? Who is my neighbor? Not my problem. Not my clowns, not my circus. Can't see it from my house. What do all those things have in common? I would say in my own life, my own personal answer to that question is fear. Fear of being interrupted. Not having enough time left over for myself. Not having enough time left over for my family to do the things that I want to do. Maybe not fearing that I may not have enough money left over for myself. Or maybe fear that there won't be enough self-respect left over. Or maybe I'll have no respect for anybody else if they see me stepping across that line to do something that they would question, why are you helping that person? Fear is a powerful thing. The church fathers teach us that, as a matter of fact, in this parable, it's actually us. We are actually the man. We are actually the person that's fallen in these trials, who've been stripped of our true wealth in our lives, who've been left damaged, hurt, and suffering along the road of life. The church fathers also teach us that it is Christ, Jesus, our God and our Lord, that has come to us. He's had compassion upon us. He has healed our wounds. He has clothed us with righteousness. He's provided for us far beyond what anyone would ask or possibly think possible. And then he commands you and I to go and do life. You go and do life. And is to go and do all of that which is done for us, to love others. And so, when you have those opportunities, many of them come upon us throughout our lives, during the week, during the coming months, especially during this time of the Nativity fast and holidays, and everything's brought to our doorstep and we're eating. When you have those opportunities, you feel that little tinge of fear that wants to try and control us and maybe push us away from it. Just remember,